Boot Pete? Why?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Come kick Pete's ass on his
watch me
map.
kick Kyle's ass.
Would love to, but no time. Okay. We got one
playing as
more
orange.
space open.
Doing a little play with friends with Kyle stream.
I'm orange.
And he has it coming. You're
Snipers
orange.
fill lobbies faster than this? I know. We got the tax man. Gurney Mutton Chop. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into battle. I'm not interested in the shit Kyle's going to be talking. Playing Pangea Progressive. Auto 60, fog, blaze off. Portals are on. Unstable. These are the KPO2 Open 2 final settings. The finals that might have been. You got Pete. You got Leaf Tree Simpson, also known as Kyle. Settings guru. Structure hero. Settings tester. Team leader extraordinaire. All around orange person that we know and love. The old payment takes a bonus turn one because obviously he does. Obviously. In all worlds, Kyle doesn't look happy. Kyle's like, no. Oh, no alliances? Oh, bummer.
Everyone, I'm about to go stare at the sun. All right, don't go blind, Baldwin.
Kyle,
Wait,
no alliances?
You're not in Spain. Yeah, I didn't put alliances on.
I don't think anyone breaks me. I think they let me hold this fucking plug too. Maybe it was orange. Kyle's orange. No, Kyle breaks me 100%. All right, that's fine. He can break me. He's a good dude. He deserves a little break arena time. We're going to see that. So Kyle is orange. He normally plays black, but I'm the +8. I don't think there's a world where he doesn't break me. All right, fine. You know, spawning with 2 4s is interesting. I think I'm going to go for 1, 2, 3. I'm going to 5 position play 3, 4, 5. I think it's fine. I'm in the leading position, so I don't want to be more than that. Green is being allowed to hold an extra troop. I don't think that's a big deal. These are the KPO2 final settings, but obviously we're playing them silly. We're playing them for fun. This is actually really nice to put a pin into the whole process. It was really satisfying. I learned a lot. When I talk about some of the things we learned from Season 2. Okay, so Season 2 was 1 week longer at 13 weeks versus Season 1. We trialed our no-show rule, which is no-shows are eliminated in KPO2. We've had a consistent no-show problem across the risk community for as long as I've been around, and I attempted to, try a design-based solution with KPO2. So my thought was we eliminate no-shows because I want to sort of steer the culture of this game in a better direction, one that shows respect to our opponents, right? One that says, I care enough about you, my opponent, to not leave you wondering when your game is going to fire, not leave the staff of the tournament who have put this on and worked so hard wondering if you're going to show up, not leave you playing bots in tournaments, which makes groups unequal and anything unfair in our competitions, given how lucky the game is to begin with, is just insult to injury. So I thought of all this and I said, okay, if we eliminate no-shows, but those who do care, those who actually care, can always take a week off if they let staff know. They can always buy back if it's an earnest no-show. Do I want to go to 6 positions? I don't think I do. And that was my thinking, right? So if you no-show in KPO2, you get eliminated, but you can buy back into the same round for 1 single point, which any competitive player will know you want to take every edge. So if you actually care, never do that. If you do and you make the mistake once, you probably never do it again, which is why I say back-to-back no-showing is eliminated, and you can still no-show a second time for 3 points, but it has to be non-consecutive rounds. And after that, it's obvious you don't give a shit about anyone, and then we're fine to eliminate you. So that was my thinking. I think it went over very well. I'm super interested to hear what the feedback is in general on it, if people liked it, what they liked, what they didn't like. The other lesson I learned was more of a personal one. I sort of feel like my experience of KPO2, KPO1 was a tournament that I was hosting. It was a tournament that I put up the prize money for. We did eventually get sponsored, so thank you to Robert from Airy Chat. But it was a tournament that from the outset, I couldn't really win. So, interestingly, the difference there between KPO1 and KPO2, KPO2 had community source prize money. So it was still a tournament that I couldn't really win because my name is on the masthead, but at the same time, I wanted to play to win. I certainly figured I would make it to the cutoff round. So the fact that I didn't make it to the cutoff rounds is a massive failure, not only on my part, but basically of the whole concept of the tournament, right? The design of the tournament, if we are talking about a tournament that is the most competitive risk tournament we've come up with thus far, we would want something that would be that would allow the skill of the players to rise to the top. And if I'm sitting at 2nd place overall on Saber, regardless of, the individual circumstances, I would have assumed I would have been able to make it to the cutoff rounds, which was a base assumption that I had for KPO1. KPO1, I made a key error in the 2nd round. I fed an entire game to Noob 2.0. I want to hit Kyle. I'm lined up to do that. Break. I don't mind forcing the break. In KPO2, I'm not presuming to say I played perfectly. Nobody does. But my experience of the first 6, 7 rounds were just that of extreme luck. And part of it was we were stymied by our inability to create non-stalemate settings that also didn't incorporate fog. And it was basically an impossible task in retrospect. And we gave it to Kyle, and he did come up with really, really good settings given those constraints. But they're essentially impossible constraints for fair competition. So most of my games felt like coin flips and either in my favor or not. And that's not particularly what I want to be doing for the exemplar of skilled competition. This was the largest risk tournament in history, over 2,000 signups, right? In terms of prize money as well. Our grand prize, number 1 player, winning $1,000, right? So we obviously want skill expression to be the thing that is maximized. Leading me to the conclusion that I don't think that opens are going to be, nor should they be, considered the highest tournaments in our game anymore. And I think going forward, I'm going to look towards creating some sort of KPI or KPQ, right? An invitational or qualifier. And my thinking in that regard, having some sort of qualifier. The qualification process being perhaps cutoff rounds in both KPOs, plus if you've ever been top 100 in Saber System, which is a fairly broad net to cast, right? That's a lot of players. That's hundreds of players to draw from. And I'm thinking that would lead us towards a much higher skill floor, such that outcomes aren't decided by kill feeds and stupid shit. The other thing I was concerned about is, am I too well known in the community? Does my playing at all affect the outcome in a fundamental way? And that I don't know how to deal with. Because we can't play anonymously, right? Getting alts out of tournaments was something I'm very passionately behind, and I still am, right? I don't think, I'm certainly not interested in creating more unfairness. My question is, does the fact that I am playing as Pete influence the results either positively or negatively in my favor or not? And I think, sadly, the answer to that is almost for sure. Let's see if they let Kyle hold 12 territory. They shouldn't, right? Shouldn't. This is the turn before the set. So I get green to under 11. Kyle's at 13. So we were going to need green and purple to hit orange. I don't know that they will. They should, but letting people hold 12 territories is similar to not letting me hold the +2, right? So long story short, the reason I was talking about fairness in that regard is I did not play a single bot in either KPO round, right? People who normally no-show fill in for my groups. Again, either because they want to play with me and they want to be favorable to me, or because they want to play with me and they want to snipe me. Either way, right? I get it. This is the price I am sort of paying. I just don't want that price to be paid by the rest of the competitive community. So I'm very torn between my ability to compete fairly on a level playing field and the fact that I am so incredibly well known in this community that it might influence the outcome, which I, definitely do not want to see. All that to say, I found KPO2 to be a failure in the regard that I fully expected to perform better. And the fact that I did not informs my design considerations for future KPOs and whatever other competitive tournaments we think about building on the server. And yeah, as always, special thanks to Spud for organizing. Special thanks to Drew for spending a ton of time behind the scenes with the automation, the spreadsheet, the website. Thanks to Kyle for not only doing the great settings with all the settings testers, and thanks to the settings testers, but also thanks to Kyle for putting up with those design constraints that were effectively impossible to solve. And yes, thanks to all of our event helpers. Thanks to all of the folks who donated 3,500 plus USD in the prize pool of community source funds is beautiful. And thanks to all the players. And as I always kept trying to say, and I hope that message was heard, I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had fun. Okay. I'm just going to get targeted. We will not be playing. That's not a real game.
All right, and why waste your time, right? As I said, sometimes people play to just ruin my game, right? And that's it. They want to ruin everyone else's game. That's a thing. It happens all the time. Happened here, folks. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.